Good afternoon and welcome to a different location that you haven't seen before. It's the kitchen. Yes, a man in the kitchen. If you watched my last video, I'll put a link in the description below. When I was sorting out the last of the potatoes and the onions, I did say that some of these onions are going to be going for pickling. Now I'm going to show you my way of pickling the onions. Now there is thousands upon thousands of different recipes on the internet of how to do homemade pickled onions, but this is the way I do them. And for this one I'm going to make one jar. I've just got enough for one jar. A little something for Christmas. It's going to be nice and warming with a Christmas feel, but also it's going to have that little bit of bite. But first we need the onions. Now these onions, they've been peeled, top and tailed, and I put them in a solution of salt water. Now they do say leave it for 24 hours, but if you leave it for 24 hours, what you tend to find when you put them in the jar and you leave them in the jar for a couple of months, they tend to make them go a little bit soft. We like them to be nice and crunchy, so we only put them in for around 2 or 3 hours. That's it. Now the salt I've used is called Himalayan salt. It comes in a block and you just put it through a cheese grater or any kind of grater you got, put it in a bowl and just leave it. So we're going to drain these off without getting the onions in the sink. A little tea towel on there. I'm going to pop them on there like so. And all we're going to do, we're going to pat them dry, and we're going to leave them like that for about 15 minutes. Now it's been about 20 minutes actually that these have been in. They're reasonably dry. I'm going to move them over there and on to the next bit. The jar. Now the jar's been sterilised the old fashioned way in boiling water. It's still warm, which is good. It's the way I want it. We took the seal off as well, put it in all separate. So we're just going to pop the seal back on like so. And we just pop the onions in that. Ideally the jar needs to be warm, because when you put the vinegar in and the different spices, it'll warm up and it will start to infuse the onions. So we just pop them in. Like so, a little layer. Now the spices we got, as these are for Christmas, and I know it is only end of September, but these do need to sit for a couple of months. A couple of cinnamon sticks, some bay leaves, 3 cloves. Now you don't need to go very heavy with these, because the cloves will overpower every other spice in the jar. Black peppercorns, a few cardamom seeds, no, sorry, 1 cardamom pod, and just a small amount of coriander. Always seeds, never put powdered varieties into your pickled onions. And the last thing that's going to be going in is a couple of red cayenne peppers. Grown last year, strung up last year, and they've dried out quite nicely. Don't know if you can hear the seeds rattling about in there. So anyway, we've got 1 layer in. We add a layer of vinegar. The vinegar is a mixture of malt vinegar and white vinegar. Now it's more white vinegar than malt, because we don't want the onions going too dark. We cover the first layer of onions. And just add a few of the spices. And pop a bay leaf in. Now we've got to make sure that all these spices don't rise to the top, otherwise they won't do their job. Pack them down nice and tight, like so. Now we're near the top of the jar now, so cardamom pod, just drop that in there. A few of them. Put 3. Let's tuck another one in there. And a bay leaf. Now what I'm going to do with the peppers, quick grab a knife. I'm going to top and tail the peppers. Seeds go in as well. We're just going to slice it down the middle. Like so. Poke one down that side. And poke one down there. Like I say, seeds in as well for a little extra kick. And we just finish off try to get away there. The last of the onions. Last of the peppercorns and the other little bits. A couple of them in there. The other pepper. Like so, just poke it in. That's fine. The last three of the cloves. Like so. And a bit more vinegar and just pop a bay leaf in the top there, like so. Push it down. And give it a little shake up and down, just to get the black peppercorns moving around, the peppers moving around, just get them all so they're all mixed up. And there you go. Nice Christmas onions, nice pickled onions. Personally, I think they're like a little ticking time bomb with a nice warm taste of Christmas. And one more thing. Always put a label on it. Christmas onions 2021. I'll see you soon. Take care.